Just like us, celebrities can feel all kinds of emotions: happiness, joy, jealousy, or hatred. In this video, we focus on those who openly hate each other. Believe me, you wouldn't want to see these celebs in the same room together or a boxing ring. Starting with Sizwe and Vusi. It all started with a tweet. Sizwe, always being the sharp thinker, shared a brilliant business advice during the 2017 taxi strike. His ideas blew up, they were that good. But then out of nowhere, Vusi swooped in, copied Sizwe's words, and made a video pretending those ideas were his. That was the ultimate betrayal. Imagine seeing your hard work stolen right before your eyes, and was done with confidence. Vusi copied everything that Sizwe said and even made a video about it. But he talked as if those ideas were his, stealing the spotlight from Sizwe and doing it with confidence.
Hi guys, so my inbox has been inundated with this whole morning's taxi strike in Joburg. I just thought I'd share a couple of thoughts with you. So it turns out that the taxi industry buys about 1,200 taxis every year. 82% of them come from Toyota specifically. The problem is, because they don't group themselves and buy in bulk, every time they go and buy from Toyota, they're buying in single units, so they don't get...
That's what drove Sizwe nuts. Vusi blamed his writers and said that they were the ones who stole Sizwe's ideas. But Sizwe doesn't care what he has to say. He hates him with a passion. They have now fought about many things and also shamed each other's families and lifestyles. Vusi is now tired of apologizing. He fired back at Sizwe, saying that he has a 33% pass mark and that he thinks life is a rap battle. Ntsiki and DJ Shimza. We all know Ntsiki loves drama. Even after Skumba destroyed her, she just won't stop. After Tyler won a Grammy, Ntsiki didn't feel at ease. She hated it. She ran off to Twitter to complain that Cat Williams was right. Some people are blends, meaning that some people are successful not because of their work, but because of unethical reasons, things that have nothing to do with their work. Ntsiki didn't get much attention for bashing Tyler, and she wrote another tweet, but this time she was being more specific, shedding more light about who and what she was talking about. She tweeted, "You literally slept your way to the top. Stop. Just stop." Shimza saw the tweet and replied saying, "It didn't work for you, Ongamotete agir." The fight got even more personal. Shimza called her a useless witch for finding fault in other people's success, and the fight got very, very dirty. I think it's safe to say the two can't be left alone in the same room for now. Unathi and Somizi. Singer Unathi Mankai was married to Thomas Msengana, and Somizi was a friend to both Unathi and her husband before the couple considered their divorce. Unathi and Thomas are now divorced, but before the divorce, there was a lot of talk from family, friends, and relatives. They advised the couple about the divorce thing and tried very hard not to pick sides. But Unathi thought that Somizi blatantly sided with her ex-husband. That hurt her because she considered him a friend. Unathi did acknowledge the fact that she could have been part of the problem which caused the divorce, but Thomas Msengana, her ex-husband, had his red flags, and Somizi ignored all his mistakes and bashed Unathi, even going as far as bad-mouthing Unathi on national TV. It did not end there. Somizi gradually distanced himself from Unathi and finally cut all ties. There came a time when the two had to work together on SA Idols after having supposedly sorted out their differences. But Somizi didn't want to work with Unathi. In fact, he wanted her gone. By gone, I mean fired. SA Idols team sided with Somizi and they fired Unathi. To this day, the two don't get along. But honestly, Somizi was in the wrong and he knows it. He just don't care. Makhadzi has had so many beefs, and another one was against DJ Maphorisa. Maphorisa is one of the best music producers in the country, but he can be selfish at times to a point where it seems like he's exploiting new talent. Even small artists who work for Maphorisa are required to ask for permission for everything they want to do with their music. He owns all the rights to their music. He takes everything. That didn't sit well with McG, and so he vented out his frustrations. He called him a greedy vampire, a gatekeeper, and said F him. And honestly, that needed to be said. But Maphorisa also had something to say, and this is what he said responding to McG.
Do you understand? Karuhiwa. Karuwa ke mfana nyana mokoroto fela mo leng ga mathadi tlapanyana tse pedi yao. Wa ntlhaloganya re ba. So I sharp that thing. If Luna le condone that thing, which means you guys are useless. You guys are useless motherfuckers. You need prayers.
Till today, the two haven't sorted out their issues. They probably never will, unless Maphorisa stops being a greedy vampire. Makhadzi and the Inno Mrolo. Inno had an event where she booked Makhadzi, but Makhadzi didn't show up. Inno messaged Makhadzi asking why she didn't show up, and they argued to a point where Makhadzi mocked Inno, telling her how hungry she was and offered to pay for her rent in a demeaning way. Makhadzi accused Inno of being jealous when she did not show up for the gig they agreed on. However, Makhadzi was not wrong for choosing not to go to that gig, because Inno is just another slay queen who has no talent but a big ego, and her approach to Makhadzi was disrespectful and uncalled for. She even referred to Makhadzi as a ghetto artist, and she also told Makhadzi to look at herself in the mirror, talking about how her songs only play in taverns and taxi ranks. And that's just the start. She said so many awful things, which proved that she's a terrible person and very much jealous of Makhadzi. Emtee and Nota Baloyi. Emtee has been heavily criticized lately because of how he looks. Most people think he's a drug addict, including Nota, but Nota is not like most people. He has a following, which means what he says causes more damage because more people listen to him. So when he claimed that Emtee was a drug addict, Emtee felt the need to defend himself and denied the allegations. But still, when Nota looks at Emtee, he sees a junkie and continues to talk about it. Their feud has been going on since 2022, and it's getting even worse now that Emtee is looking even more junkier. The feud has damaged their relationship, but maybe it's for the best, because it will be nice to see Emtee back on his feet again. Lerato and Tebogo. Lerato and Tebogo married in March 2020, and their marriage only lasted for 2 months. Lerato blamed Tebogo and accused her of having an affair with Tammy. She added that Tebogo owns a strip club, implying that she can't be trusted. Lerato also made a declaration of war, talking about the way she isn't even scared to get into a fist fight with Tebogo. Tebogo denied sleeping with Tammy, but even if she did sleep with Tammy, it was wrong for Lerato to attack Tebogo and ignore her husband, who was the source of the problem.